In the quiet suburb of Maplewood, where picket fences gleamed and lawns were trimmed with military precision, a single afternoon shattered the illusion of peace. It began with a 13-year-old boy, Ethan Carter, whose electric wheelchair, adorned with dragon stickers and a tiny bell, carried him through the tree-lined streets. Born with muscular dystrophy, Ethan's legs were weak, but his spirit was fierce. That Saturday, with sunlight filtering through oaks and a soda in his hand, he felt invincible, racing past mailboxes and waving to neighbors. But at the corner of Elmwood Lane, where a faded crosswalk barely marked the pavement, everything changed. A black SUV roared onto the curb, tires screeching, blocking Ethan's path. Two men leapt out, their dark uniforms crisp, emblazoned with bold patches. Community Standards Taskforce. No badges, no names, just mirrored sunglasses and boots that clicked with menace. The taller one, lean and sharp-eyed, looked like he'd barked orders in another life. The shorter, stockier man, with a shaved head and a smirk, moved like he enjoyed trouble. "You blew through a stop sign, kid," the tall one snapped, pointing at nothing. Ethan blinked, confused. "There's no sign here," he said, voice steady but small, the way his dad taught him to stay polite. "Excuses don't cut it," the stocky one growled, stepping closer. "These sidewalks are regulated. You're a hazard." Before Ethan could reply, the stocky man grabbed his wheelchair's armrest and yanked it, nearly flipping it. Ethan clung on, heart pounding. Then came the kick, deliberate, brutal, a steel-toed boot slamming into the chair's frame and Ethan's shin. A sickening crack split the air. Ethan's scream followed, raw and piercing, as pain seared through him. Curtains twitched across the street, but no one emerged. Not yet. From a modest bungalow 20 feet away, Ethan's grandmother, Clara Bennett, watched it all. At 70, Clara was no stranger to chaos. For 2 decades, she'd worked as a cutwoman for pro boxing matches, stitching fighters' wounds mid-round, resetting bones under pressure, and staring down men who thrived on violence. She knew bullies, and these men weren't authority, they were predators in costume. Clara set her coffee down, grabbed a worn gym bag from a drawer, and slipped her polished oak cane into her hand, not for support, but for emphasis. She didn't rush. She didn't shout. She just stepped outside. Ethan's vision swam with tears, his leg throbbing, blood soaking his jeans. His wheelchair's controls were dead, the frame bent. The stocky man leaned in, sneering. "Next time, obey the rules, or we take this thing." Ethan sobbed. "I didn't do anything." Then a voice cut through, calm but razor-sharp. "Care to explain why you just broke my grandson's leg?" Both men spun around. There stood Clara, silver hair tied back, tracksuit loose but posture rigid, her cane tapping once against the ground like a gavel. "We're enforcing community policy, ma'am," the tall one said, adjusting his sunglasses. "Official business." Clara's eyes narrowed. "Official? You're wearing knockoff uniforms and no badges. This is assault." The stocky man scoffed. "Back inside, old lady." Clara didn't flinch. "You ever hear of the brachial plexus?" she asked, voice steady. They stared, thrown off. "One wrong move there, and your arm's useless for weeks. I've fixed worse in a ring. Never caused it, yet." The air shifted. The men stepped back, uneasy. Ethan, still trembling, whispered, "Grandma." Clara didn't break eye contact with the men. "You picked the wrong kid," she said, "and the wrong block." The tall one clutched a clipboard, trying to regain control. "This is a sanctioned operation, temporary traffic oversight." Clara laughed, cold and short. "Maplewood hasn't had a homeowners association since the fraud scandal 3 years ago. You're either liars or idiots. Which is it?" The stocky man's jaw clenched. "One more word, and we'll what?" Clara interrupted, stepping closer, now inches away. "Touch me?" You couldn't handle the paperwork that'd follow. Her cane tapped again, deliberate, echoing like a warning shot. Then came another sound, a phone camera's hum. Old Mr. Thompson across the street was filming. A teen on a bike held up her phone. A dad with groceries joined in, recording. The men froze. Their bluff was public now, preserved for the world to see. "You think fake patches give you power?" Clara said, voice low but carrying. "I've seen men like you, big egos, small spines. You're not cops. You're not even security. You're actors, and your show's over. The stocky man tried to laugh, but it faltered. His hands twitched. Clara leaned in slightly. Want to know how fast a collarbone snaps under pressure? Or how long it takes to regret kicking a kid's wheelchair? The tall one swallowed hard, glancing at his partner. Doubt crept in. Then the stocky man made a mistake. He reached for Ethan again, hand darting toward the chair. Clara's cane flashed, not striking him, but slamming the pavement between his fingers and Ethan's armrest. The crack rang out like thunder. Move again, she said, and you'll learn why fighters used to beg me to stop fights. That's not a threat. It's physics. The man froze, sweat beading on his forehead. Sirens wailed in the distance, faint but growing. Clara tilted her head. Time's up. The men hesitated, then bolted for their SUV, but it was too late. Two police cruisers rolled in, lights flashing but silent, exuding quiet authority. Officers stepped out, a woman with a notepad, a man scanning the scene. Clara nodded at Ethan, pale and clutching his leg. He's hurt. They did it. Get him an ambulance. The female officer knelt by Ethan. Hey, kiddo, I'm Officer Lee. Stay with me, all right? Ethan nodded, voice shaky. It hurts. The male officer faced the men. IDs. Now. The tall one fumbled, producing a flimsy card labeled Neighborhood Monitor. The officer snorted. This isn't even a good fake. He turned to Clara. You stopped them? She shrugged. I suggested they stay. My cane helped. The officer grinned. Nice work. Paramedics arrived, lifting Ethan onto a stretcher. Neighbors poured out, phones still rolling. They attacked him for nothing. Mr. Thompson yelled. Kicked his chair, a teen added. A woman live-streamed. Fake cops hurt a kid, and his grandma took them down. The men were cuffed, faces pale, as reality sank in. The stocky one glanced at Clara, pleading silently. She raised an eyebrow. You had your chance to walk away. As they were led to the cruisers, she called after them. Next time, pick on someone who needs a cane for walking, not talking. Ethan, now in the ambulance, gave Clara a weak smile. She squeezed his hand. You were tough, kid. He whispered. You were terrifying. She smirked. Good. The ambulance pulled away, and the street buzzed with neighbors. Angry, relieved, inspired. Officer Lee approached Clara. That video's already online. You're trending. Clara frowned. Is that bad? Lee laughed. Not if you like shutting down scams. Those guys. Part of a bigger racket. Your tip about fake enforcers might have cracked it wide open. By nightfall, the video had 500,000 views. It wasn't just a clip, it was a spark. News outlets ran it. Grandma stops fake cops in viral showdown. Ethan's hospital room filled with gifts, cards, toys, a custom wheelchair design from a local shop. Clara gave interviews reluctantly, her dry wit cutting through sensationalism. I'm no hero, she told one reporter. I'm a grandma who knows what a broken bone sounds like. The investigation exploded. The men were linked to a statewide scam. Ex-guards and wannabe vigilantes posing as officials, extorting residents with fake fines. The ringleader, a disgraced contractor named Victor Hayes, was caught hiding in a motel. Clara testified, her calm presence silencing the courtroom. The jury didn't deliberate long. Hayes got 8 years, his crew, 5 each. The headlines screamed justice. Back in Maplewood, Ethan healed, his new wheelchair painted with lightning bolts. He and Clara returned to Elmwood Lane one sunny morning. With blue chalk, he drew a dragon across the crosswalk where it all went down. Can we keep it? He asked. Clara nodded. Neighbors turned it into a mural. Here a boy fought. Here a woman stood. It became a landmark, a reminder that courage doesn't need fists, just heart. The story didn't fade. A law was proposed, the Carter Act, to crack down on impersonation scams. Clara declined to speak at hearings. Ethan's painting again, she said. That's my focus. When asked if she feared revenge, she quipped, only of running out of coffee. This isn't just a tale of one day. It's a question. Who stands up when fear knocks? Clara didn't throw punches, but she broke something bigger, the illusion of untouchable power. Ethan didn't run, but he rolled forward, claiming his place. Share your thoughts below. What would you do if fake authority came for your family? And let's talk. When does defiance cross into recklessness, especially in tense relationships? Drop your take. and let's keep this debate alive.